Gaming.
That's fine. All right, we're live. I believe. I'll double check.
Is there a red dot?
I'm on the page now. I'll see. Your videos. We're not live. What? Didn't register yet?
I don't think it's live. I don't see the red dot.
It is. We're live.
All right, we're live.
There we go.
All right, guys. We wanted to do a fantasy type thing to end the season off. It was a blast. My team failed, of course.
Some of us had success, though.
Yep, we had some interesting successors. So, to start the season off, we had predictions. Do we want to rank our top three at the start of the season?
I put myself first, and then put Tatum second. The rest I don't remember.
And then, obviously, you got to put yourself first in all of these. But I put myself first, and then Tron, and then Default. And we both got number 2 right.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Unfortunate for me.
So yeah, Tron Tatum's also is joining us live. We wanted
Holder of the silver medal.
Yep.
Yeah, always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Do you have any thoughts on how your season ended? Or are you like upset with it? Or
You know what? I made some bad moves at that last week. I was trying to big brain it and save my matchups and my pickups and do all the stats and analytics and everything on it. And the truth is, I should have used those early. Tried to maintain some points early on rather than letting Clamps take the run that he did. I was surprised to even see Clamps there. I thought for sure I was going to be playing Default if I made it through.
yeah.
So that was a shock to begin with. And then, just a couple of guys sat out some games. It's getting down to the end of the season. Everyone's banged up. I think Cat sat out a game for me. Tatum on the last day. That really hurt. But at the end of the day, he beat me by, 150 points. So it wasn't even, I would have needed some big games from a few dudes to even get it close. So he dominated me fair and square that last week. He's happy to be there.
Yeah. So with this league, it ended a week earlier than most leagues just because I was worried about all this sitting out and stuff. My other league ends the end of this week, so it's different. I don't know if it probably would have hurt you more or less, but Tatum is also sitting out today, so
yeah. What do you know?
It's just
it happens. I was in another league myself, and I had Jokic in that league, and he's been sitting out. So it's one of those things that you can you work with what you got, right? You draft your players, you use your guys, and it's on them to go out there and perform. I just didn't. So I need to build a better team. I'll be back and better and ready to do it again next year. So.
Right. You would have lost to me too at 1906, even though it was third place win.
Yeah.
But
wait, you would have beat Default though.
yeah, that's the funny part.
If it went as predicted, you would have won.
Much.
But you'd even use all your pickups, which was interesting. You used 5 out of 7, if I remember right. Like you didn't even.
No, I was waiting, and then I realized, oh man, I now have. I should have used them earlier. Should have. I should have been using them day by day rather than hoarding them. And it's bad decision, mismanagement.
It happens.
Also, it's the end of the year. It's hard because guys sometimes sit last minute, and if you're not on top of it, at 6 o'clock, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, I picked up Claxton a day earlier, and then he sat the next day, so it was a wasted pickup. But not that it mattered for me, but maybe that something similar could have happened to someone that was in that title game.
Oh, for sure. Well, and for me, let's not forget Brunson. Brunson was my guy. You know what I mean? And for him to go out during the last stretch where I really need him, and then to come back on the final day was just kind of a kick in the nuts. You know, like happy he's back, but at the same time, like man, I really could have used him for these last 2 weeks. So, you know, that one really hurt. And I had him on my reserve slot where I could have moved him out and used other guys, but I was holding on to the hope that he was going to come back in time.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
That was tough.
It's just crazy because someone we predicted last place ends up winning the entire thing. Like, I don't know where you put him, Tron, but me and...
I didn't have him good.
Yeah. I just didn't think his depth was there, but he fixed a lot of it later on. I didn't think he'd be this active either, to be honest.
Yeah, true. It didn't look like he had a good team at first, and he made a lot of changes.
Yeah, his top end of the draft, everyone knew it was a good top end. But did you want to get into anything else, like fantasy-wise, or do you want
to... Oh, I mean, fantasy-wise, the last thing that I'd like to talk about, I'd like to talk about you. I'd like to talk about your season. Let's touch on that for a second. What happened? What happened to the genius?
All right, so the genius...
There's no genius.
The genius got tired of winning.
No, you don't win.
My other league, in the championship, about to win. This league was more of a for fun, like get the guys I want to watch type thing. A little bit mad that I didn't get a top 4 pick again, so I just kind of messed around a little bit. I still tried to win, but like I didn't try as hard as I normally do.
That's not true. You did try.
I did try to win. That's what I'm saying.
You tried as hard as you normally do and failed.
Yeah, in Chicago we call those losers. That's what we call people that say that.
I mean, obviously I lost and I didn't do good. I failed in the draft. That's the bottom line. Like, you can't fix your top end of the drafts after the draft unless you get gifted.
Sure.
Unless you get gifted.
Some may say that certain teams got gifted late in the season.
Yeah, well, you know what? Touching on that, I didn't. I stayed away from all that. So mine was a clean. I pretty much stayed from start to finish. And I shouldn't give any credit for that, really. But at the same time, I did not take any freebies. I traveled the harder road there.
Yeah, honestly.
I came in second, so I didn't win it. So who cares?
Honestly, like Pat Bev famously says, good comes to good. I tried to get Maxey for a good deal. He ended up sitting out the whole season basically after I got him. So I ended up losing that trade in like hindsight. But good comes to good, and I won't do that again.
Yeah, and it's your own man. You know what I mean? It's your own guy that kills you on it.
Yep.
Maxey on your team. So that's how it works.
But staying in the Sixers mindset, I did win the consolation playoffs.
Oh man, grabbing for anything, huh?
Being the best of the worst.
We'll take those wins.
What color medal is that?
Purple.
Yeah.
Purple medal. You're purple-hearted.
Oh man. But hopefully it goes better next year for all of us. I mean, the only thing way it could get better is if you win it, but definitely some improvement for me.
Yeah, you need it more than most, Mr. 7th place.
Yep. But
It's all about that draft.
yeah, I gotta lock into the draft more and just not pick who I like.
Best available. Take best available, not biased.
But I feel
picks.
like you had some bias, Tron, when you got some Bulls players, but it wasn't like the top end of the draft type thing.
Well, and I think that's where it comes in later, right? A little bit later, you can wait and get some of your guy. I just felt like, there's some, I couldn't figure out what it was during the draft, but I just felt this need, like this higher power that was telling me pick Knicks. I don't know what it was.
Knowing that Tibbs is going to play him like 45 minutes a night.
No,
Yeah.
not too much.
Yeah, and there might have been another guy who had his eye on him. I thought I might have to grab him early.
Yeah, they could have been playing a factor in your decisions.
a lot of your players are like, I guess there's a mix, but a lot of your top end is like Eastern Conference.
That's not his team.
Oh wait, yeah, I'm looking at Clamps, but where is it? Like you have, look at all these Eastern Conference: New York, Boston, Philly, Chicago.
See some Chicago guys.
I'm just reaching for anything at this point, but it seems like you relied on the East.
Yeah. Well, I think that it's just less. They're going to be playing crappier teams because they're all. The East is definitely not as strong as the West is. They're battling it out over there in the West.
Yep. Hopefully,
A lot
like
of great teams.
next year, I want to do like a coaching element to fantasy. I don't know how that's possible, but like maybe pick teams that, and like if you win that night, then you get extra points. I don't know how that works, but I think it'll be
That'll be
interesting. Yeah.
Extra little twist.
What do we think about the usurper?
Which one?
Oh, the usurper. You know what? Happy to see him go down. God, I was so happy to see. I mean, obviously, I wanted to be the one to put him down, but I'm happy that he didn't get his undefeated season because that would have hurt me.
I don't.
And I'm happy that he didn't even get to the finals.
I don't know if you're looking at this like the screen or not, but it says that inevitable loss to plot armor has no more manager. So he left the league.
He left the league at first thing possible after that. As soon as he lost.
Hilarious.
Oh my god. Too funny.
Yeah, and he used all 7 of his pickups. He still lost to me.
Yeah. I mean, he had a good run, but good comes to good.
Yeah. Well, and he had his trades with Andy, and he had Wemby, and Wemby went down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He did have a good team. I would never take that away from him. He had a great team.
Great draft.
Just, it just fell apart when it mattered most. Because we all know, I mean, that's really, right? It's like fantasy comes down. As long as you make the playoffs, which I don't know, there's 3 of us here. Raise your hand if you made the playoffs.
2 of us out
I
of
can't
3.
see it, but I know one of you is, right? So yeah, once you make the playoffs, it comes down to those last couple of weeks. The rest of it doesn't matter anymore. So
Exactly.
your guy's going to be healthy and perform.
I always think long term when I'm doing the draft. I don't think, who's going to get me the most points off the bat. I'm thinking, who is consistent all season and stays healthy for the most part.
But do you take stock in Wemby getting hurt from now on? Like, do people get scared to pick him in the fantasy leagues now? Because of the blood clot thing? I'm kind of worried about it.
That's tough. I mean, he's still young.
I'd have to know more information about what exactly he's got going on and how likely it is to return. You know what I mean? It's not like a torn ACL, so I don't really know what to do with what he's got.
I heard like
Chris Bosh had blood clots.
I heard like any injury is a lot worse with blood clot issues.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm not a medical guy, but
I don't know. It's tough to say because, again, he's super young and we don't really have a lot of history of him playing after injuries, so we don't know how he recovers.
Well, we could do it just, for fun. If we had to do it between the 3 of us right now, is he getting out of the top 3? Is one of us taking him first? If we had a 3-man draft right now for next year fantasy, too early to tell. If we did it, is Wemby? Let's say he was healthy at the start of the season. Are you taking him top 3?
Probably.
I don't know. Wait, you're
I'd
saying
risk
like
it.
Luka, Jokic, then Wemby?
I'm saying hey. If we have to redraft the whole thing right now for next season, if we have to do it too early, and Wemby is going to be healthy for next season, let's say, are you taking him over Jokic?
No.
Not over Jokic, no.
No. Are you taking him over Doncic?
No.
Probably not.
Are you taking him over SGA?
No. Not me.
You know what I mean? How far down is Wemby going to fall on that list?
I'm thinking 5, 6.
I still think he's a first or second round pick.
I just don't know if I would take him. I don't know. Like, I'm scared of his injury. I want to rank him 5.
Unknown.
Yeah.
At any time, it can happen.
Yep. It's hard to tell because there's not enough sample size of his career yet. Like Zion, you could say, "Oh, I'm not taking him in the first round anymore."
Same with Embiid.
Yeah,
You don't
Embiid.
take him at all.
Yep. Right.
I mean, I don't even know where Embiid's gonna go next fantasy.
Not drafted.
Oh, man. Yeah. It would have to be late. Well, you know what? He's starting to turn into like Kawhi is kind of like where it's like, well, I don't really want to even do the Kawhi thing.
Yeah, Kawhi went in like the 5th or 6th round, if I remember right.
Oh yeah. It's because you know the baggage that comes with that, you know, and it's that's a tough roller coaster ride right there.
Yep. But what if we have 2 IR slots?
2 IR slots changes a lot of things.
I think that's what everyone wants to do next year.
I'm fine with 2. The other league I'm in has 2. It makes sense. There's so many injuries in the NBA on a nightly basis too. Like guys just sitting out now.
Yeah, it helps to have an extra one, but
Do you think in the playoffs we should do like no waiver pickups? Like you have your team, like that's like no matter what.
Locked.
Yeah, like no matter what injuries you get, it's your team now.
I don't know how I feel about that. Like, what if you have like a lot of injuries and guys sitting out because it's the end of the year?
I don't know. It's an idea though. If you don't want like people picking up 7 players a week and just relying on waiver wire pickups, I don't know. Not just relying on them, but it helps.
I mean, one guy a day though, but it's
Yeah, I go back and forth on that one. On one hand, I feel like even with real sports, I like when it's like hockey, for instance, right? And I understand why they do it, but at the end of the game, they do the shootout. But when you get to the playoffs, there is no shootout and there is no 3-on-3, and it's just play until somebody golden goal, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you play a certain way all throughout the season to then have the game change for the playoffs. I don't. That's tough. It's like we have our groove the whole season of picking up guys and dropping guys and doing the whole thing. But then what it comes down to, it happened to me that last day. If I wouldn't have had a full slate, I can drop Jason Tatum. You know what I mean? There's no repercussions for dropping those guys on that final day.
yeah.
I mean, I think the first round guys are locked.
Oh, because of the undroppable list?
Yeah.
Look up ESPN?
Yeah. But I think like in like the regular NBA playoffs, you don't see like teams picking up free agents. So
No, it's locked.
yeah, so shouldn't it be locked for everything?
Nah, but we're also doing it during the regular season though.
But it's the playoffs for us.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, see, there's clearly a difference of opinion, right? So that's something that could be taken to vote or however you guys want to do it. But I can see both sides of it.
It's a tough call. I don't know, because at one hand, it would be cool to see if you just keep your team for the rest of the season for the playoffs, but also there's a factor of things you can't control happen, and then you have like nobody playing one day, and
Well, you still
lose
get
'cause
your
of
2
that.
IRs and pick up to fill your roster.
Yeah, but what
But
if
then that
they're?
would be pickups.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never.
That's what I'm saying. If there's no pickups, how do you do that?
I
And you
don't know.
lose because you can't pick anyone up to play. So
You could minimize it. You could minimize it and say instead of 7 for the playoffs, now we're only you only get 3, or
That's
you could
interesting.
lessen the amount. But I think that you would still, if I get to the playoffs and all of a sudden on my team, Brunson and Jason Tatum go out in that first week, like what am I supposed to do? You know what I mean? Just have them ride the bench and then just take my L, and I'm done.
Yeah, I could see how 3 could work, because then if you have 2 IRs, then you get 2 pickups there. Yeah, 3 would make sense, or like anywhere 2 to 3, 2 to 4 maybe.
yeah, just less. I mean, that's a thought that works because you don't have to use all 7 of them that we've been doing.
Yep.
It was a lot of fun though. It was a lot of fun. A lot of talk during the season. It was good. The chirps, the drama.
Yep.
A big downfall from an undefeated team.
Yeah.
Almost
Well, it's great
undefeated.
yeah, almost
Well,
undefeated.
for 99% of the season.
Well, you know that took the wind out of his sail, right? Like he was riding high the whole time, and when he took that first L, I think it was reality had set in that he's not untouchable.
He's not a usurper.
No, he's not Thanos.
There's only one Thanos.
But Clamps got it. Clamps did it. And I wrote him afterwards and said, like, dude, I can't believe you came through on that one. Having the season that he had, where he started out hot and then fell and then kind of just waffled in between, and then there he is. He ends up, pulling it off. So
Yeah, he went on like a 6-game losing streak to end the season or something, or not end the season, but somewhere in the end.
Yeah, he limped in.
It's interesting because like the year before this, Sleepers won, and that was her first year. Now Clamps' first year.
No, I won last year.
Wait, you won last year?
Yeah. Go check it.
League.
It shows on my thing
Run
on
the tape back.
2024 was me.
Oh, she won the year before that.
Yeah, she won 23. I won 24.
Oh wait,
Wait, you got third place last year?
I guess so.
I told you I medal every year. See?
Oh yeah, Centurion got second. Splitty.
I had third in 2023. First last year, and then this year third again.
Wait, was... Oh, Tron was in this one. He was fifth.
Yep.
But
The
then
year before that.
he wasn't in this one.
Who's Columbus Rain?
Rain Man. But yeah. So yeah, it just goes to show that first time fantasy player sometimes win it. You don't need to be like a true genius.
Oh, it's adjustments. You adjust.
Yep. Yeah, that's a wrap on that fantasy topic. I don't know if you have anything else, Tron, or if not.
No, I'm happy with that, and thank you to both of you for doing what you do and running the league and everything.
Yep.
It's a lot of fun, so I appreciate it.
Yep, we'll be back next year.
Good battle in the previous round too. You slightly beat me.
Yeah, for sure, man. To me, that was a really close one, and that felt like the final.
Yeah.
So that was a great matchup.
Yep. All right.
Good year. It was a good fantasy year for some of us in this room.
Good year to everyone. Congrats to Clamps. All right, guys. We'll catch you next time.
Appreciate it. Have a good one. Call in anytime.
Thanks, Tron.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.